Hello and welcome to top10list.org, where you get a world of knowledge in just 10 simple points. On today's episode, we're going to talk about top 10 bizarre things people have done in their sleep. This will be pretty interesting. Let's start at number 10 with becoming an artistic genius. Quite different from the aforementioned case of Rothenal, Lee Hodwin has absolutely no daytime interest in his sleepwalking activity, drawing. Try as he might, Hadwin can't draw to save his life when he is awake. However, as soon as he falls asleep, he begins sketching masterpieces with an outstanding rapidity and precision. There have been numerous recordings of his 20 to 90 minute sleep drawing sessions, but skeptics still doubt the authenticity of his phenomenon. An argument that might support Hadwin's claims is that he's able to create works of art, although he never had any formal or informal artistic education. Number 9. Conducting a symphony. While H.F. Rosenthal never sleepwalked to the stage and conducted the orchestra, his wife found him passionately directing the symphony and reproducing the sound of every instrument by voice from the comfort of his living room. One might say that there is nothing wrong with this behavior, and many music enthusiasts tend to do it when they get excited about a certain piece, but Rosenthal was deeply asleep at the time. Although he worked as a reporter by day, H.F. Rosenthal also enjoyed his part-time maestro job, so that is most likely the explanation for his bizarre behavior. Number 8. Planning a party and sending invitations to your friends. Much like soliloquy, few people can write intelligibly during sleep, much less utilize the email to send out party invitations. However, one 44-year-old lady did. She got out of bed, turned on the computer, and messaged 3 of her friends to come over the next day and bring wine and caviar with them. She even specified the time of the party at 4 p.m. When she read the replies the next day, the woman had no recollection of having sent those emails. Either Alzheimer's or, she was sleepwalking. Number 7. Throwing yourself out of the window. Good God. Another risky behavior proprietary to sleepwalking is that you might find yourself on the edge of a window, or worse, about to jump or go through it. Self-defenestration has nothing to do with attempted suicide, and psychologists claim that the representation of the surroundings generated by the brain during sleep is significantly different from reality. One of the latest cases that generated a lot of hype happened in 2007 when a teen jumped out of a window of his flat located on the 4th floor. However, the cause of his action was also what saved him from sustaining major injuries, because thanks to the relaxed state of his muscles, he only suffered minor lesions. Number 6. Cheating on your life partner. Sleep sex, which in the medical field is also referred to as sexsomnia, is another behavior that can have serious repercussions. Although there is no accepted explanation for the condition, and in the vast majority of cases the patients limit the act to self-pleasuring, there have been reports of people attempting to have sex with strangers or members of the household while dozing off. The hazard of the psychological problem is that the behavior can lead to aggressiveness, assault, and even rape. Crazy. Never even heard of that one before. Number 5. Preparing a healthy meal. At the opposite pole, you have those people who are not as interested in eating food as they are in preparing it. Truth be told, in spite of their best efforts, cooking while they are asleep is clumsy and the dishes are not exactly gourmet chef material, but records indicate that some sleepwalkers even utilize the stove or the microwave to boil water or heat up food. That brings us to our number 4 spot with eating junk food. Night eating syndrome, which I actually have dealt with this. I actually still do night eating syndrome a little bit, if that makes sense. I wake up in the middle of the night and just snack. And this implies that a person frequently eats hefty meals during the hours of the night. These meals typically comprise of junk food and other similarly unhealthy treats, but the difference between this syndrome and its sleep-related version is that in the latter case, the person is not awake during the act. Cases in which NSRED patients are caught consuming ailments and even sauces like mayonnaise directly from the container are pretty common. I've never done anything like that, but I've woken up with serious Oreo cravings in the middle of the night. Number 3. Brutally killing your in-laws. Jesus. When the jury found Ken Parks not guilty for the brutal slaughter of his in-laws while sleepwalking, many people were outraged. However, hard to believe it may be that a person can get out of bed, drive to a person's home, strangle and stab the residents, then drive to the police station and confess his crime, all before he wakes up. The psychiatrist who investigated this case said that was exactly what happened, strangely enough, and Ken Parks is only one of the 68 homicidal somnambulism cases reported so far. Number 2, divorcing your spouse. This just gets better and better. Another case which coherent somniloquy causes trouble is actually in this case where a Muslim man began uttering the word talaq to his wife during his sleep. In Arabic, this is the word for divorce. And the fact that he repeated it 3 times made the court consider the separation official from the legal point of view. Not in America. Number 1, extreme somniloquy, the graphic depiction of one's dream. It is true that mild sleep disorders involving sleep muttering are not that uncommon, and you have probably shared the bed with someone who talks in their sleep at least once. However, songwriter Dean McGregor has taken somniloquy to a whole new level as he became actually a prolific narrator of his own dreams every night back in the 60s. The level of coherency proprietary to McGregor's vivid dream depictions was so high that his roommate decided to record one such session. Unfortunately, the graphic content of his dream's description would be enough to make some adult movie directors blush. Well, we're going to leave it at that to your imagination. That concludes our list for top 10 bizarre things people have done in their sleep. If you enjoyed, click subscribe, share your stories in the comments below, give us a like, and join us again for another edition of Top 10 List.